Good evening, I'm Eric Zawadzki. I'm the developer for the Deep the Renegades role-playing game. This is my regular tabletop group meeting in quarantine. Then introduce yourselves.
Jake playing Steve.
Noel playing Benji.
Rachel playing Tamsin.
And Mark playing Solomon.
Right. All right, shall we start with quotes?
Yes. Preschool on nightmare level sounds exactly like the way to describe capture tests. All of our silliest ideas become canon. He's like Casper, the sexually harassing ghost. Capturing a guy made of swords isn't much fun, especially once he develops translocation. Before I close the portal, should I toss in the bodies? No. Friends help you move. Devoted help you move bodies.
All right. So, we did not have any beats in the jar.
Excuse me.
Why were there bodies?
The people killed in the office, they were trapped in the
Yes.
open portal.
They went to attack the thing with
Oh, right. Okay.
the portal was opened and they were left to hold on. The portal was opened not by us.
Who was it opened by?
It was opened by Casper the sexually harassing ghost. And
Perfect.
Murder ghost.
yes, sorry, not Casper the murder ghost. He yes, just left them to
Perish.
yeah.
Die horribly of
Yeah.
electrocution and radiation poisoning.
I don't remember what actually happened to the bodies though.
Me neither.
He
Was
decided to dispose of them in the more traditional way rather than throwing them into the portal.
we have a body disposal unit in our evil corporation, and then we use the fact that he was disposing bodies
As evidence.
as a distraction, so that other
Oh,
people
yeah,
could go
you're
murder
right.
other people in the conspiracy. So it was a double win.
Okay,
That-
yeah. Because it was to distract him so that he could move. Well, he was moving bodies. The renegades could go rescue their friend, who was being
Oh, yeah.
held prisoner. Yeah.
Yeah. Saeed.
Saeed. Yep.
I just have to keep reminding myself that we're the good guys.
It
Yeah.
really isn't clear that we are.
Then when we discovered he was in a place that was just hard to deal with, decided to be like, it's probably fine.
But I feel like Deviant isn't really the kind of game where anyone is supposed to be the good guy. Everyone is kind of the bad guys all the time.
Yeah. Some days you're better than others, but you definitely spend a pretty fair amount of time asking yourself if you're the baddies. We're not even bothering to ask that question because you know.
I mean, we could just double down and become the baddies.
You
Yeah,
could.
that's true. That's
I'll
true.
discuss that in a little bit. Okay, so no beats in the beat jar at the moment. Did anyone have any experience that you wanted to spend before we start?
Nope.
Nope.
I don't think I have experience.
You don't have experience.
Well, not enough to spend.
Okay.
If I bought a point of strength,
Mm-hmm.
I could teleport people without having to pump up translocation.
That seems like almost a free point, or like a free scar dot. That doesn't give you a scar.
Yeah, because right now I can only translocate size 5 things, or size 4 things.
Yeah.
It would be 5 if I increased my strength. It's a weird thing to increase, but
It's the nature of the game.
it is.
It gives you something to spend experience points on that aren't your superpowers. In a game that
Yeah.
it's pretty easy to increase your superpowers without spending experience.
That is true.
So
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
What's the
Gonna
cost of an attribute?
Wipe me out of experience, but I'm gonna buy a 3rd point of strength.
4.
I do have 4.
Four's a good number.
Yeah, you can do a lot with 4 experience.
Yeah.
It
Every once in a while, I think about whether I should get what's it called? Acclimation.
Acclimation.
Yeah.
Acclimation is all good. There's no bad side or downside to raising acclimation.
It costs
Other than-
5, right? But you have to be clear of stability or instability to
Has to
get
be
it.
clear of medium or major instability. Minor's fine, but not medium.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then
So-
I'm gonna wait.
You have to be somewhat calm before you can.
Yeah, I thought it was totally clear, which is why I'm like,
No,
never looking at that.
no, yeah, that would be too harsh. That's not when every story you're getting like anywhere from 1 to 5. So, and sometimes your GM is very carefully distracting you from your touchstones, so you're leaking some more. Okay. Speaking of, were there any characters whose touchstones did not get furthered last session? I know
Good
there was a lot of
stuff.
Abby rescuing.
Yeah.
So that was important.
Dunking.
Yeah, we messed with
Okay.
we saved Abby and we messed with Dunk, so I think we're probably
All
pretty
good.
safe across the
Awesome.
party.
Yeah.
All right. So just as a general sense of things, how bad are people on instability right now?
I have
Steve, you
4.
like never ever. You have 4 minor?
4 minor.
4 minor?
I only
I
have
have
2
nothing.
minor.
And you have 2 minor. Okay. That's about where I want things to be. Make you a little nervous, but not to the point where you're getting destroyed. I might lay off threatening to murder your loyalty touchstones for a little while. Speaking of in just a more general sense, what are people's splits right now on conviction versus loyalty?
1 and 3, but I think 2 of my convictions are wavering. Yeah. 2 of them.
Okay, so you only have 4. You only have 2 solid touchstones. You have
Yep.
so 1 and 1 essentially with 2
Never
wavering
got a chance
convictions.
to confirm the others yet.
Okay. I've kept you in mind with this session, so you'll have an opportunity. I know Cornelius, you're after. What's your other wavering? Is that Francois? Okay. All right, and Steve, I think you're higher on loyalty at the moment.
Yeah. I'm 3 loyalty, 2 conviction.
Okay. So,
I'm at 3 and 2 as well.
oh, you're 3 loyalty, 2 conviction.
I'm,
Oh, so
yeah,
you're
I'm
guardian
3 low.
status.
Am I?
Yes. All it takes is having more loyalty than conviction. Or now hear me out. Actually, I'll get to you in a second. Noel, what are you at?
I'm at 2 and 3. I have 2 loyalty, 3 conviction.
Okay, so we're at a point now, and you have probably been at this point for a while, that if ever you decided that you wanted the devoted form, you can take it. You have every excuse in the world to do it. The advantages of that are that it makes it a little easier to refresh willpower due to loyalty touchstones. You don't have to risk your life to get the willpower refresh. But it gets harder to refresh your willpower on conviction. The instability benefits are the same; those don't change from devoted to renegade. But eventually allows you to reverse your vice and virtue in that regard. No pressure, but you guys are basically forging your own conspiracy within this conspiracy.
Seems like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Deception.
Yep. And if you ever want to formalize that, just start thinking of what your principles are. and we will make this happen.
I kind of have a question about this, because I was thinking to myself over the past week a little bit about that situation that we found ourselves in with wanting to. Well, obviously, we're not in the scenario where this is a thing now, but requisitioning Saeed. But I thought of another way to solve that problem, which was to buy Saeed from the conspiracy. It occurred to me that we could have faked being a different conspiracy. I mean,
That's
we
an
probably
interesting thought.
have the resources to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
not that, you know, he'd be able to do anything else with his resources for a while after doing something like that. But it just occurred to me that, like, we could start operating as if we were a conspiracy already if we wanted to, if we did it in secret.
Just acquiring ourselves resources.
Yeah.
Mhm. I mean, you're already kind of doing a little bit of that with some of the projects that you're working on around the condo.
Yeah.
You know, all of the portal stuff is totally under the, like, it's not under the radar anymore, as you've discovered, but like, it was certainly not something that you were advertising.
Yeah.
The angel killing gun, also not official.
So in the sense that that might be a thing, or in the sense that if we, like, blow up the, you know, the data servers or whatever and take our revenge on Francois, you know, it would isolate Serendipitous Gardens
Yeah.
from the rest of the conspiracy. We could then set up shop as our own thing, like in the power vacuum or whatever.
Yeah.
But so like, to some extent that probably should be the goal, but yeah. So if turning into devoted, like, serves that, then I guess that's reasonable. But I don't know. I'm not having any trouble with stability or willpower at the moment.
Yeah,
so.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, it may be something to do that, wait on that flip until either the hierarchical node gets trashed, like currently taking out Jared will destroy the conspiracy, essentially. But also, like, yeah, if you take out Francois or the data center that Francois is a part of, that will isolate you. It'll orphan the node. An orphan node can be taken over by another conspiracy, which conveniently is already essentially operating as one within it. And I know you were talking also about reaching out to certain other parties that might be interested in joining your conspiracy in exchange for a steady supply of ether.
I'd forgotten about that.
Who's that?
Chris.
The demon.
Yeah.
Yeah. His name is Chris.
What's his real name?
Zechariah.
Zechariah. There you go.
Oh, the demon.
Demon. Yeah.
Yep. So things to bear in mind. I mean, obviously we're moving toward Endgame at this point. I'm trying to cut off more plot threads than I introduced, although I introduced a new one not too long ago with the Draconis or Malleus and Draconis. Yeah. So yeah, things to think about.
Refill my pizza.
Okay.
One more veggie, please.
Okay. Oh, hello.
No,
So-
we forgot to reset the cat.
Reset the cat.
So
Turn it off
I
and
mean,
back on again.
other than the precepts or whatever, is there anything else we need to, like, figure out
Yeah, principles,
to-
virtue, vice, and basically you have to establish 3 nodes.
Okay, well, I think we got 2 pretty well in hand with us and the law office.
Mhm.
Is there any other ones that you guys can think of that would be a good third one?
You have a bunch of renegades right now that hate Gunundagat.
That's a
True.
good point.
If
That
you
is a-
manage to subvert them,
Yeah,
you're already
No.
using them as patsies right now, as cat's
yeah.
paws.
That's very solid, actually.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What kind of thing would we have to come up with for principles? Like what are those exactly?
They're kind of like mission statements. For example,
What's Gagagab's principles again?
Gunungagat is finding the perfect home for you, the perfect resident for every home, homegrown assets for you. Virtue was data-driven, vice is overzealous marketing.
Got it.
Is accidentally injuring those we love or don't mean to include a vice.
Clumsy.
I mean, I guess
I think if anything, our vice should be winging it.
Improvising.
Yes. But as far as mission statement,
It's-
goes,
Protecting
I mean-
reality from the other one.
what's that?
Protecting this reality from the other one.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Making sure everybody in the universe doesn't die. That's the.
yeah.
That's a good place to start.
And also, not using this place to make more deviants anymore
On purpose.
on purpose. Yeah.
And say alternately, we could just make everybody in the world a deviant.
Rachel,
Praise God.
what are you doing right now?
I'm just saying you can't sell people if everybody's special. When everybody's special, no one will be.
Right.
Magneto side.
No, I'm taking my syndrome side.
What was the
Sounds like
what was the
genocide.
survival rate of the deviant creation again? I
Not
forget.
great. Not
Well,
great.
I mean, like I said, we're going to be the baddies. Dig in.
You actually did.
Dig
You
in
actually
and
did a
then
really,
dig away.
pretty successful. Like,
Going to be
you know,
organized.
I think you were somewhere between 1 and 8 and 1 and 4 of them were diverged in one go. It's a pretty high success rate. But yeah, there was definitely a body count.
Well, I guess if we're good at it. I don't know.
Yeah, we just mortuaries. We're good.
Double or nothing. That's a heck of a principle. What does this mean? Just don't ask.
Yeah, we just partner with Thanos. We'll be good.
Yeah. Trying to think of a good way of describing the. I mean, honestly, like you have expressed a reluctance to use this place for, like this, like the divergence is not an intended purpose of this of the infrastructure that undergirds this building.
As if anyone
established-
understands what the purpose of infrastructure is.
Yes, exactly. You know, so it was basically Gunungagat putting a bucket underneath a leaky faucet of crude oil and, you know, hoping for the best. Not leaky faucet, but leaky pipeline.
No, but then they had people think from that bucket
Well,
and then sold those people.
yeah, but then Kanungagap is also like trying to make it drip more so that they can keep selling the stuff that is
Yep.
leaking.
Yeah.
And yeah.
We should turn
Speaking of taking crowbars to,
Yeah.
To infrastructure.
yeah. I guess they started it.
They did.
All right, what's up now? What day is it? Is
Yeah,
it
what are we
Monday
doing?
yet?
It's
Please tell
Sunday.
me it's
We
Monday.
can make it Monday if you guys have nothing else going on today. I think the only like loose thread wandering around right now is Liz Hicks.
Is Liz the name of the daughter?
Yes.
I see.
Yeah, she's been
Don't
babysat by a
confuse
cat
us
for
with
years.
using her name. Just call her the orphan.
Okay, fine. The orphan.
Little orphan Lizzie.
Little orphan by Saul. But yeah, if we want to go back and go ahead. Sorry.
Find your servers, make them try achieve business independence.
Oh, I felt like there should have been a rhyme in there because it had good like cadence.
I know.
Find your
Sorry.
servers, make it try. When it works, we'll go have pie.
It's Pi Day.
It is pie day. We'll see no problems with this plan.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Liz is pretty. I don't know. It's a little bit. She's has sort of the Ray syndrome at this point. She's suffered so much so young that she really has lost the ability to feel much at all.
Liz is the tiny person.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep calling her
Again,
Liz until
confusing us with her name.
you guys figured out Abby eventually. You had no problem remembering Karen or Dunk. You'll figure out Liz eventually.
We're just not used to hearing her called by her name. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I'll get you there.
All right. So I have an emotionally traumatized child.
Yep.
Okay. There's only one obvious solution.
Sell her.
No.
Buy her? Also no.
No. She needs her own cat. 'Cause I can need mine back eventually.
I think instead of cat, it would be like parent.
Well,
Would be
okay.
The different noun
Yes. Yes. Okay.
in there.
Yes, but you don't have like an emotional support parent. You just have
No.
parents.
But what she needs isn't a cat. What she needs is a parent.
Raccoon. Oh, yeah, parrot is what
The general Karen upbringing.
Well, you can interpret it.
Karen's an entirely different kettle of fish. That she had a husband and some kids, but at least they aren't entirely orphaned. You only killed their mom.
It's true.
Well, maybe I could give them a consolation kid. No, I'm joking. I'm not gonna. Is Pie gonna look good?
In my defense, if they had been on the float, they might have died.
That's true. But that's not much of a defense. That's like saying that you missed the first time.
just trying to clarify that normally we're better at collateral damage than that.
We don't usually use witnesses.
Okay, we should probably try to be a little bit more productive here.
Yeah.
Uh, No, I just, I feel like there's not a child psychologist prepared to handle this particular. Um, hey, Eric, is there any chance that somebody in that group of somewhat associated deviants that we may or may not have accidentally created, who are possibly going to their doom to rescue their friend Saeed, happen to be a child psychologist?
I suppose it's not impossible.
Hey, that girl's pretty lucky.
She is
You
super.
are correct. She is very lucky. But which is more okay? I guess being babysat by a cat with pheromones,
Or a raccoon.
or a raccoon. Well, those are your options for parental figures.
Or, I'm a little preoccupied and I don't have.
And truth be told, she is one of them.
Yeah.
She came looking for her parents, whom you killed,
True.
but she doesn't know that yet.
No.
But she doesn't know they've been killed, or she doesn't know how they were killed.
She doesn't know that your group was responsible for the accident that resulted in their deaths,
Thankfully.
or nor did they see the little dance that Saul was doing when he found out about it. But that would have occurred before the whole rewrite, right? Oh, right around the same time. Hard to say that. How lucky do you think she is?
Lucky,
I would say
5
thus
points.
far, pretty darn lucky. I mean,
like on a range of 1 to 5, maybe a 4.
Likely. One of those two she's at. She has a 5. I can't remember whether blessing or precognition. Anyway, okay. So
said she has precognition 5.
I'm
I guess
careful
we
if
did.
it's precog or blessing 5.
Okay.
I had no idea.
She's
she had
4 in one and 5 in
precognition.
the other.
Just say she sounds like she seems like she would be a valuable asset to our team, and we should step up and try to be the best substitute parents, new parental figures that she can trust, because we can definitely guarantee what went wrong last time won't happen again.
Yeah, so really the only question is, if the cat and the raccoon aren't going to cut it, where are we going to get more wildlife?
I bet there's a preserve somewhere. She likes squirrels.
I have an idea. It's a bad idea.
What's your
It's
idea?
probably going to involve a lot of dead wildlife. But I mean, you have that big animal kennel in your apartment, and we know that your apartment makes all kinds of bad energy happen.
True.
Much
True.
worse than raccoons.
We're gonna we're gonna open a Manticore pet, because I'm not gonna lie, I know this would totally drive the campaign off the rails, but this sounds actually really fun.
We're
So is that the third
downgrading how
principle,
terrible
Manticore
we
petting
are.
zoos?
Wait, how did we make the Manicores in the first place?
Mine was
The
portal.
portal, yeah.
Yeah.
We stuck them in the portal. We were experimenting on whether we could get a thing to live
Oh,
through
that's
exposure to the
right.
portal.
Okay.
mine
Okay.
happened naturally. Thank you.
By natural deviancy of character creation.
Yes, the event which sparked mine also brought my cat.
Okay.
Oh.
Well,
Something we forgot to do early at the beginning here is aspirations. Just a reminder on these. Benji's aspiration was find out why Jared is working with Jean.
yeah,
Because he got confused about what's
Yep.
going on there.
I'm
Saul
not
is
confused. I'm totally right.
clearly Saul is wants to work on tracking down Cornelius.
Yeah.
It was the dude who like put his friend in an acid bath. Steve
Uh-huh.
wanted to blog about the mass grave some more, and then Tamsin
yeah.
was going to requisition Abby.
That's right. I need to requisition Abby.
Oh, is Abby still okay to run the front desk? I seem to remember her being a little bit broken now.
Well, I mean,
We'll leave it-
she's spontaneously turning into Karen. That's not necessarily broken.
She was already
Uh.
broken.
Well, okay.
Can she give herself orders?
Amnesia.
If she's Karen?
Is that something else with it?
Well, no, 'cause she can't give herself orders because she can't hear what Karen's saying.
Mhm.
Anyway. Yeah, so there was something weird going on with Abby too that you haven't really even begun to dig into.
So,
Though I
There's
guess
also-
she could. Well, no, we'll continue.
All right.
Oh, just a quick question, mechanically.
Mhm.
My darkness involuntary stillness isn't like every time I close my eyes, I'm gonna time.
No.
Like I can sleep, I just have the light on.
Unless you want to like watch yourself sleeping like a year ago or whatever. Doesn't sound like a very fun kind of posting vision.
Just making sure.
Yep. No, we're not. I'm not gonna hit you with that when you blink or something silly. We've already established that this building just doesn't suffer power outages because if it did, the world might end.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I can make my own light.
Yes, you can.
so you just sleep to the pleasant glow of yourself.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, your making of light is not terribly reliable.
If I want to do it, I can do it. It's that it happens sometimes when I don't want to do it.
Oh, okay. It doesn't turn off sometimes when you want it to be on.
No. Power buildup.
Yep.
Got it.
All right. Some other things that were on the list of things that you were talking about. Warning Zechariah about Malio and Draconis because they're a demon hunting conspiracy. Jared has discovered the portal and is very interested in it.
Oh, that's
I
right.
know, Noel, you were talking about Benji considering sabotaging the spacesuit in case Jared decides to take the motorcycle for a joyride into the portal.
Yeah.
Cornelius is a big question mark at the moment. But Saul wants revenge. We talked about Abby, the orphan, the USB drive, Charlie's USB drive, assassinating Francois, Full Metal accident,
Messing
adventures
with
in real estate,
doing things to Francois.
Jared Kuckwalder, and messing with the repo man.
Right.
Just in case you need any reminders that you are terrible people, but you are working with even more terrible people.
So-
All right. Go ahead.
So there are some smaller things that I would like to do, but the one of the big main event things that I want to do today is set up a meeting later. I think with all of us with Zechariah.
Okay.
I think it's been far too long since we had a get together.
That's fine.
Hmm.
True.
Did we ever sit down and go through the conspiracy wall from time travel-ness?
The conspiracy wall.
Remember we had the USB drive and like had looked at the yarn.
Oh yeah, the conspiracy wall. Yeah, I'm not going to introduce all those additional conspiracies. The only one that I expect to come into play at this point is Malio and Draconis. If you want to do otherwise, that's great. But if this game is going to bog down really hard if we add 3 more conspiracies to it.
I was just asking if we had actually dug through that since then.
We hadn't really explored the Web of Pain stuff too extensively.
Right.
Just that it appeared that Charlie had figured out that something of that sort existed, which you have awareness of out of character, but now you have more awareness of it in character. All these different conspiracies with competing interests and different focuses, and all doing their own thing, and sometimes working together and sometimes fighting each other, just depending on where they fit within this grand web.
That would probably be where I would, that and whatever was on the USB information, to see what I can find out about this Cornelius guy to help track him down.
Okay. So you actually do get a fair amount of information about Malio and Draconis, at least in terms of their organization structure, and some about their capabilities. There's this sort of sense that one of their like special skills or capabilities is that they can basically track demons once they have the scent. It's about the only way it's described. It's not really any more specific than that. There's some idea that its agents have a way of catching the scent of a demon and tracking them to the ends of the earth if necessary. Once they have the scent. Let's get some of the other information I have about these folks. They were founded by an Eastern Orthodox cult dedicated to St. Margaret of Antioch, which I think we discussed a little bit last time. They actually have some of the direct support of the bishop of the local Eastern Orthodox Church, who is very serious and believes demons are very real, and thinks that it's a great idea that there's someone out there fighting them. So that's a little weird, but Chronicles of Darkness. The church runs a boarding school called St. Margaret of Antioch's Preparatory Academy, which is K through 12 boarding school, which is a really strange thing. Huh?
Yeah, just send Lizzie there.
I'm not going to send her to school.
What does it say that I had the exact same thought?
Yes, it's run by a bald guy in a wheelchair with telepathic powers. Clearly.
Blue.
The kind of the leadership is known as the Knights of Antioch. There is a small organized crime room which you saw the family, which is what Cornelius is a part of, which are like primarily deal with like identity theft and auto theft, and they use deviants to basically pull crimes that are outside of, they call that outside, basically problems that the police can't solve because it requires supernatural abilities to do, and so it's out of context problems. So the police have no idea how these things are committed. There's also another God Machine cult that coordinates most of the conspiracy's day-to-day affairs. They have their talons very, very deep in the police union in Denver and the surrounding environs, including the chief of police. And they have allies who are demon hunters, obviously.
Obviously.
Obviously. And there's something about there's a permission form is kind of a weird word for it because it isn't like a permission form you send home to the parents. It's basically like the form calls itself a permission slip, but it really looks more like a requisition form that you can send to the academy as part of this organization to like basically get some special service from the higher like the teenagers, the high schoolers of this academy, but it's very vague on exactly what the specifics are from there. You know, are there any special capabilities that you require? Is like one of the fields. But what are those capabilities? Are they talking about someone who's good at math? Someone who has an aptitude for spelling? Probably not. But they aren't any more clear than that. I'd say you could probably get enough information to figure out what their principles are. Principle number 1 is serve God and his angels. Principle 2 is destroy demons and evildoers. And principle 3 is judgment day is coming.
Hey, Marco, I just want to point out that if you're really after these guys and you do want an in, sending Lizzie there might not actually be the worst idea ever, because it would give us a reason to like go in and look around and do all this shit.
Well, we could just like look there under the guise of sending her there.
Yes.
I just feel like we've created enough monsters, and doing this is probably going to create a super villain. So we can use her as an excuse, but maybe don't actually send her there unless she decides she wants to go there.
Fine, you keep figuring out how to take care of the.
How old is she?
I don't know exactly.
How old is she?
I think 8.
Okay.
That's what I thought. I'm just saying, like it's like 4 birds, 1 stone.
Yes, but those 4 birds connect to make a really big bird that'll eat you later.
Voltron bird.
Yeah, mostly I'm just trying to track down the one guy at the moment. Keep it small.
Got it. The academy's not exactly very close to him in the organization.
No, it is not. I didn't get around to drawing the map, but the short version is that you have the church up here with the connection to the academy. In the middle here, you have the cult. You have the Knights of Antioch. Off to one side of Knights of Antioch, you have the family. They have direct control there. And then below that, you have the God Machine cult. And then the God Machine cult is a hub for basically everyone else.
Okay.
Like I said, they handle the day-to-day operations.
It could be that Zechariah already knows about these guys if they're demon hunters.
Well, that's one of the reasons I want to talk to him.
Yeah. Let's take a trip.
All right. Going to go visit Zechariah on a Sunday.
Sounds good.
All right. I guess you also wanted to set up your like computer thing, right?
Night
As
still.
well, that's another piece of it.
Yeah. So that we don't like have to call and talk to one of his attorneys to like communicate with them.
All right. So you have Zechariah in a meeting. There's not really anyone else in the law office other than the people who are 24/7 monitoring your the laptop.
So I have one kind of meta question.
Sure.
Do we like to throw this demon term around? do we have anything that would connect what these demon hunters are doing with being worried about Zechariah?
You know that he used to work for the God Machine. You know that the servants of the God Machine are angels or are often manifest in forms that are mistaken for angels. And so you could draw the line saying that, a fallen angel is a demon, and maybe that's the sort of thing that these folks would be after. It may not be a quite direct thing, but I think there's enough pieces that you could get some idea that those are connected.
Okay, so Saul might have put that together, but maybe the rest of us not so much.
Yes.
Probably would not have it all.
With my occult of 0, I don't know about that. But
Okay,
maybe
well
after
then
discussing with
let me
you-
ask you this. How much are you filling us in on all of your research that you're doing?
Oh, there's it. Yeah, I would be filling you in. So you may then apply the occultness to it.
Okay. Let me just make a roll for myself and kind of figure out how much I think that that I would be putting together here. I have a very large pool for this, but sometimes rolls go very badly or very well. Okay, 3 is fine. All right, so I think I have made enough of a connection to make sure to highlight this in our conversation.
And he, of course, as usual, makes a point of shaking your hands and kind of the nice, long, firm handshake.
Do I notice anything happening during that?
You have God Machine view. Yes, some of the poison that you have in you from the portal, he is actually absorbing from you. So,
Okay, and
your
do I
ether
see him
mules.
doing that with everybody?
Yes, especially Steve, because Steve is always heavy with it because he lives in the death apartment.
Sure. Is there anything, you guys, that we don't want to tell Zechariah? Because Benji is going to go ahead and talk about everything unless you tell him not to.
Maybe that we exploded things on purpose.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess the
We want
murder
to think
attempt
it's it's an accident. It was all an accident.
Well,
Is
part of
there
it-
anything about the other group that we don't want to tell him? The other group of deviants?
See, I think I specifically want, for one thing, he knows all about them already because of the computer thing.
Oh, right. Okay.
But secondarily, I think because of at least, this idea that I've got about, maybe turning this into a little mini conspiracy, I kind of want to intertwine them together even more.
True. Yeah, no, I think we can play him straight.
Okay, so then we tell him everything, except for the murder part, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, you can
Although
leave out the
Benji
fact that
doesn't really know why that's important to not tell him about that.
Well,
they-
which part?
No, the more people who could find out that it wasn't all an accident.
you don't want to be named in a future class action lawsuit, clearly.
Clearly. Well, and lying about crimes is not something new, I guess.
No.
telling the
What-
truth would be.
What are we not telling him about?
The fact
we-
that the accident wasn't an accident entirely.
Oh, yeah, okay. The
listen, with
murdering of Karen. Yeah, no.
We tried to kill a whole bunch of people in the conspiracy. The accident was the whole, everything else.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that.
But even
that's fair.
admitting that you like tried to murder Karen and Jared is really not. You can keep that on the down low for now.
Yeah.
It's all an accident.
Speaking of Jared, we don't. We do we do we have a way of checking for him? Have we been checking for him
We
now?
do, yeah. We know
Yes.
he's not there.
He's not there.
Yeah, and you've established that he doesn't have the ability to be a ghost and ride in a vehicle.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't remember that. We figured that out.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, I take precautions on the way there. I make sure that we're not being tailed or anything like that.
Yep.
And then, but yeah,
Okay. Yeah, no one appears to be tailing you this time. All right.
so yeah, so a lot's happened since we last met. Demon hunters and all manner of revenge hijinks, and the portal's in danger, and now the conspiracy knows about it, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it makes me nervous that Jared knows about the portal. Because Ginnungagap has, if they've proved anything, it's that they're overly curious about stuff like that. And
Yeah,
he's going to want to find an angle. And when you say demon hunters, do you mean demon hunters or you mean demon hunters?
Hunters of demons.
Hunters of demons, okay.
what's the other one?
Demons.
Oh, like demons
Hunters
who
that are
hunt you.
demon.
Monster hunters that have demon blood. There's a couple different types of that.
Jeez.
See, sometimes when a demon falls in love with a mortal,
Yeah,
really
okay.
deeply love
Okay,
the mortal,
I
they
get
end
it.
up
I
with
get
demon
it.
hunters, yeah.
The less picturing that, the better.
Doesn't usually involve tentacles.
No offense.
None taken.
So what do we do?
Well, I'm not too worried about this Malio and Draconis. I mean, it just sounds like just another one of those sort of random groups of humans that just thinks they can find and hunt demons.
But they've got people with
Exactly what they do.
superpowers, though.
Could
Well,
they?
yeah, but you do too. So do I.
Well, it sounds like they've probably had some success.
Well, I mean, do you have any idea how they do it?
I don't know, magic church powers.
Possible.
We're not really very well versed in the, the different kinds of crazy superpowers out there. Like this is kind of new shit for us.
Hey,
Okay.
speaking of which, Chris, what kind of stuff can you do?
What kind of stuff can I do?
Yeah, I was just curious.
What are you talking about?
Didn't he just say that he could do stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah.
Like
Didn't-
when you pulled the poison out of us, like you did when we walked in.
Oh yeah. That's a service I do. I've been keeping you alive for the whole time. Clearly.
But yeah, I mean not. But yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah. I mean, because I don't want the poison from the portal to actually kill you, which it could. Clearly.
So
'Cause then
is that it?
Then
Is
your
that all you can do?
lawsuit would be no good.
Well, it's harder. I mean, wrongful death suits are pretty potent, but they're just not the tear jerkers that, someone who's missing a bunch of fingers or whatever can produce. But
Seriously though, Chris, there's people out there who would murder you if they found you. Are you? What kind of stuff can you do to keep them away?
well, I mean, I can make it so that it's as though I were never here. You know, disappear in various capacities.
Okay.
You know, the blueprints
That's
of the
pretty
building that I'm in. You know, I have my methods. I can find the right person for pretty much anything. And I can figure out what anybody's price is.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
That could be useful.
It
No,
is.
Yeah. Hey, do you think we could use that to like get around what Jared's doing right now?
Which piece?
Oh.
Well, I mean, so he is really excited about this new portal that he's found in the building that he lives in and controls.
Right.
He has not seen fit to tell me very much about what his interest is so far, which is terrifying because I'm the one who's supposedly in, you know, maintaining the portal. Maybe we could buy him off, you know, or something.
Or just get him interested in something else,
Or
so he stops asking about it.
or get him to go into the portal and make sure he can't get out.
Mm-hmm.
That
Well, I
too.
would think that last one's pretty easy.
Well,
Pretty curious, isn't he? I mean, it's
Yeah,
just like Hansel and Gretel stuff. Open the portal and push him in.
yeah, but like he's got these weird powers that we don't fully understand. What if you can just
true.
step right out of the portal?
I don't know.
'Cause he's kind of a ghost, kind of like I'm a zombie.
Okay.
He's a ghost.
Wait.
Okay, well,
We don't
that's a
know what that
convenient
means.
ability. What were you saying, Rachel?
And
We can't prove he's not a zombie.
We have concerns about the zombiness, that's all.
Okay.
I'm very comfortable with the zombiness at this
You're
point.
concerned that if you get him in the portal, he'll be able to get out pretty easily?
Well, okay, now that I think about it, maybe he can't. Because I kind of have protected the building against that kind of entry. Maybe he
Okay.
couldn't exit the portal into the building that way. But then again, I don't know if the building counts the portal as being in the building or not. Fuck if I know.
Don't know if the radiation or whatever that's beyond the portal actually does anything to him when he's incorporeal.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Or
I
if-
think, I mean, the easiest way to get him to go in the portal would be to, you know, send him into the portal like on purpose, like,
Yeah.
because he's interested.
If he's curious about it, we can tell him that we went in and checked it out. He can go in and check it out too. Just go.
By the way, nobody go into the portal right now because I sabotaged the bike in the suit.
Well, you know, I
Wow.
was going to take a drive this afternoon.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Sometimes people get stupid ideas and like to steal my bike. Don't do it. It's bad. I mean, you should never steal my bike, but especially not right now, because right now it's set up to drive for 3 miles and then, you know, or give or take, and then kick it. Because, you know, I don't want it to like not start, because then he won't go in there at all. And I want him, you know, to, if he's going to do it, he might as well die in there.
Well, I mean, he might walk, but yeah, it's better to have it. Excuse me, get him further in.
Unless you also sabotage whatever protective equipment there is involved.
I did, yeah.
Oh, okay. Ahead of me then. Good, good.
Yeah. But it won't be noticeable right away. Because it'll kill you slowly. I just, you know, degraded some of the shielding in some important places.
Poked a hole in the big toe.
No, that would be noticeable right away. See, we had to calibrate. You know what? You know, you were there. You understand how this stuff works. I'm going to ignore that.
He's the nuclear engineer.
The rest of
Anyone
us are
knows how
not gonna
radiation sickness works.
Yeah, so whereas the rest of us are just like, huh, yep, we probably shouldn't touch that, right?
Yeah, okay. So you die if you go in there with that on. All right, got it.
We won't go into there.
That clicking is bad, right? Right.
So yeah. So we have some ideas, but most of them are really bad ones. And we were kind of hoping that you might have some better ones or something. Or I definitely was more sure that you'd be more worried about the demon hunters, but
Unless they're like allied with a hunter angel or something, I don't want to say they're irrelevant because it's so many enemies.
well,
They
so
mentioned angel stuff in their business creed thing.
It's possible.
I do have some concerns though, because I'm pretty sure that Angel Gene would be like really interested in getting his hands on you. And I can't exactly prevent all information from getting back to him. See what I'm saying?
You can't prevent all information from getting back to Angel Gene?
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure that there's somebody spying on me that can talk to Angel Gene sometimes, at least.
Hmm.
And I don't know how to deal with that. So I figured I'd just warn you straight up.
Hmm.
Right now, up until now, I wasn't worried because I didn't think there was anything he could do about it. But now we know that there's fucking demon hunters. So
There's always been demon hunters, even when there's not any demons to hunt.
all right.
Like witch hunters, same sort of deal. Right.
So there's not witches then.
Oh, there are definitely witches.
Dude, you met one.
Oh yeah.
You were married to one.
That's right.
But he doesn't
I
remember.
mean, I don't remember.
You
being married to
murdered
one,
several of them.
I think I read about them.
You definitely used to be one.
Nah, he wasn't a witch.
I was just
Otherwise,
a witch
divergence
hunter,
wouldn't be
I
a
think.
possibility. You were a witch. You were a witch mercenary for witches.
Oh, good.
Yeah. A mercenary is kind of a man for witches.
That really makes me feel better.
Clearly. There's a polite knock on the door, and Zechariah's, one moment. And the assistant that always has, not always, but one of the assistants that tends to monitor the laptop, hands a piece of folded paper. This just came in on the channel that you've established with the broken. Thank you. And closes the door and reads it. It's like, looks like they managed to extract Saeed. And burned down the hotel that the people were holding him in, and murdered is probably a strong word. Disposed of everyone who was standing guard.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean,
they're not really
that's not
a subtle group of people.
I think they're not sure who this is or why it matters, but something about someone named Aaron teabagging everyone. I don't know why that's relevant, much less fatal. But Aaron was the name of the one that was like a person made of knives.
Oh.
Yeah.
got it.
That would hurt.
Ouch.
Would. Yeah.
So, so this is probably not something we should tell our lawyer, but okay, great.
Hmm. So did you want to send them any messages at all, or?
Actually, I was kind of hoping we could set something up so that we didn't have to root through here in order to communicate with them. I mean, not that I'm against it or anything. You guys are great, but you know, for plausible deniability and all that, you know.
Okay. So are you wanting to take the laptop back or something, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Hey,
Oh, that's fine.
as long as we're here, and as long as he's mentioned that he can find the right guy for all sorts of jobs, should we maybe mention our little girl problem? Or is that not a here thing?
Let's talk to the renegade first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this ability to find people exclusive to using for some sort of job? Or like you can just find people?
It's like finding someone who is the right kind of person for what you're looking for. So it isn't like I'm trying to find this specific person. It's I need a dirty cop, or you know, something like that.
Right.
It's just that a minute ago we were looking for a child psychologist.
It's true.
That is true.
Who is looking for a child to take care of.
If there's someone who doesn't mind someone who would be a good fit for an emotionally damaged child.
Free damaged child to a good home.
Well,
I suppose he could find her a good home.
no, just okay.
Free damaged child
Make it sound like
looking for a good home
that was
has
just
superpowers.
Free home.
Why not?
I do, because I mean she could be mildly useful too,
Okay.
but
Well, but just because we find ourselves a child psychologist or something like that, maybe we keep them in the building. I don't know.
yeah.
We need to live
We don't have to mention it now.
That's
we
what
do.
we need. We need a live-in nanny who could theoretically get superpowers.
Actually, yes, that would be perfect.
A live-in nanny with superpowers.
No,
Go.
who might get superpowers.
Oh, who might get superpowers? Why?
Or who is immune to getting superpowers? Fuck if I know.
I mean, we need a demon nanny.
Mary Poppins, but for real.
Yes, basically, yes.
Okay, that's a really good idea. If you like, is this a good idea? Like,
I think it's
the
a good
kid
idea.
needs to not be raised by a weird cat.
you're right.
Yes,
And I can't bring her to these type of meetings.
that's true.
So we need
Okay,
So you need Zechariah to find you a live-in nanny for your traumatized young deviant, one who will not be altered by the exposure to the ether that the building generates.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
or doesn't mind.
Mary Poppins.
Yes, we need
Please.
Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Because Mary Poppins might actually already be
a deviant.
possibly a maid.
Well, yeah. I was just thinking if she were like a mage or something like that. We just heard Eric say that mages can't
Diverge.
So
Yeah, we need Magey Poppins.
Magey Poppins.
Alternatively, if he wants a demon that wants to live on top of the thing, then
That's true too.
that might be a little too exposed to Angel Gene, though.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure that Jared is in cahoots with Angel Gene, and I think he's been communicating across the portal somehow.
Is he the one who's spying on you then?
No, that's this one, and I point at my right shoulder.
Oh. So one that you can't get rid of.
Yeah. I don't know for sure how that works, but I get the impression that he's part of Angel Gene somehow. That at least that's what Demon Gene said. Not that I trust anything he says, and I pout.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going off on conspiracy theories about how I think Jared is communicating with Angel Gene. Yesterday, you remember me talking about how I was sure that he was communicating with Demon Gene. Seems that my story has changed.
I mean, on one hand, that does seem crazy. On the other hand, it doesn't seem out of the realm of possibility for him. So I guess I'll just let you say your thing with polite interest.
Have you seen Demon Gene recently?
No.
Hmm.
And I mean, that's good, but it's also bad.
Did we wait? We saw Demon Gene
When
when he came to my apartment, I think was the last time.
yeah. And then I shot at him a bunch, and then he went away.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
But he threatened me first. Remember that?
And we haven't seen Angel Gene since he asked for a pizza. Is that right?
Yeah. Well,
believe so.
technically, we kind of saw him when we went to Other Dimension. Sort of.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I remembered him being in there.
But mostly you were too busy being taken aback by, the MCP guy.
Anyway, that's why I'm a little worried about putting Jared through the portal, because who knows what they could get up to over there. And maybe Angel Gene could, I don't know, save him or let him survive somehow.
Hmm.
If
Maybe
we killed
there's-
Jared and made him disappear, would they suspect us, or would they think that he was just invisible?
That is a good question.
Would you
Anyway.
get rid of the body or not is always the question, isn't it?
If he goes on a field trip in the portal, if we need to have chaperones, we can. There's two of us who can go with him as, guides.
Yeah.
The unkillable guy and the radioactive guy.
Yeah.
He's made of radiation
Okay.
electricity.
Just checking. I didn't really want to go in the hole.
Yeah.
Nope. You don't want to
Yeah,
end up
but
like the Raccoon Mark 1 or Mark 2.
Yeah.
You're already Raccoon Mark 3, so. Like Raccoon Mark 3.
Okay. So things we're asking for: live-in nanny. Do we need anything else right now that we think he can help us with? I feel like I was meaning to get more out of this than. Is there any information that we've been digging for that we think he can find out?
Were you going to mention I mean, it's early on, but were you going to mention anything about your plan for conspiracy stuff?
I mean, I guess we could. If we can, we had this idea that if we could mess up their power base enough, we could take the building away from them permanently.
Was Zechariah the one who said that the world would end if we messed with the node too much? Or was that someone else? Was that Gene?
I know that Zechariah has brought that up before.
Okay.
Trying to remember.
I think Gene told us initially, and then we talked to Zechariah.
And Zechariah's like, oh yeah, that's absolutely right.
Okay.
I'm not sure whether it was Gene or whether it was, it may have also been one of the shoulder demons too that told you initially. In any case, it was not someone you trusted.
Right.
Versus Zechariah, who could pretty much tell you whatever he wants to tell you, and you'll probably believe him.
Got it.
Because, you know, well, there's-
And of course, we trust Zechariah implicitly. So
exactly.
Yeah. He's a good guy. He'd never do us wrong.
that Chris guy.
That Chris guy.
This guy.
All right.
Call him Chris.
So do you guys have any more questions?
Nope.
I have a character question for Eric.
Mhm.
When I have bought up my strength, which is my scar power for immunity,
Right.
did I gain new immunities?
Yeah. If it's enough to get you another one because of your attribute, it is.
So I did have fire written there, and I was trying to figure out if that was related. So that must be why. But I also need one more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But you also what?
need one more.
Oh.
My strength is 4.
Oh, geez, you're jacked.
He is.
The explosion damage is different than fire damage.
It is.
Falling damage, that'd be fun. I could jump off rooftops with Steve.
Jump off rooftops.
And you don't get horribly maimed in the process.
If you were immune to explosion damage, you could do the run in with a live grenade trick.
That would be hilarious.
Where are you going to get a live grenade? I don't think we've seen one of those in this game.
I don't know.
I'm sure I could buy some for you.
Well,
I don't know
Combination of
why,
your
but
money and my contacts, not impossible.
yeah.
I mean, I will have to think about what my other one will be here. I will make that more legible here.
Immunity to emotional damage.
No, it's not on the list.
It's not on the list.
Now, it's not on the list, but it does say the storyteller may allow alternative immunities at her discretion. So
Yeah,
maybe
well,
psychic trauma is one.
psychic trauma.
I'm immune to being sad.
Wow. I don't. Is that a superpower? I don't know.
I think it's a flaw or merit or whatever.
Well, there is a scar, you know.
Cold heart or whatever.
Yeah, frozen heart. Which
I think the
your ward has
closest
right
to immunity to psychic damage or whatever is probably mindless that Steve has already.
now.
Yep,
It's very nice.
it is.
Worms love anomalous biology.
All right. Well, so I guess
good.
the question that we have related to our mini conspiracy thing is, would Zechariah continue to support us if we manage to take over the building?
And or would that cause the world to end?
If as long as you keep the world from ending, he would rather you be in charge than Gununga Gap, because remember why he fell in the first place is that he felt awful about, selling poisonous units to people. and didn't want to have to do that anymore.
That was the other demon. or did you just accidentally let something slip?
I may have accidentally let something slip.
No, I'm just taking food. Darn it.
There's no other demon. It's all or
Brandon never existed, huh?
Hmm? Brandon existed. That's the whatever the other one's name is.
I thought Brandon was the one who.
Brandon Hicks
Felt bad
was
for
the
selling.
boss.
Oh.
Yeah.
just a guy who fired me
Yeah.
and then got exploded.
Oh,
Okay.
So
Yeah.
who's the guy who sells used cars then?
You're gonna make me look this up, aren't you?
We we did it last week too.
I think his name is Chris.
Oh, I forgot that this guy's vice was stab you in the front.
Noted.
What's his real name, though? Okay, hold on. Or that other guy's name. Hold on.
The last time this was a question, I randomly remembered his name for some reason that I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you. But
I know. This
Ezekiel.
was like probably May. No, it wasn't Ezekiel. I don't think.
Everyone's name is Ezekiel.
Should have been Ezekiel.
There's breakfast and burglary. That's too soon.
I added explosions because it's at least stuff that I've been exposed to previously.
Okay.
You've been exposed to explosions.
Well,
Oh my gosh!
It's
it
not
was
actually that important.
It was randomly Brandon. 2 Brandons in this game.
Okay.
Brandon Hicks was the boss. Brandon Spellman is the demon sales rep.
Okay.
one of them's dead, so that makes it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
Jake,
only one
Jake
Brandon
the
left.
name you came up with was Brandon, and then everybody poo-pooed it because Brandon Hicks was also in the game. So
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Who's
In
got
any
it
case.
now? Nobody. That's the answer.
Huh.
You look chilled.
I am cold. I've been down in the basement for most of the day, and it's kind of cold down here.
Yeah.
And it has just caught up with me.
Yeah, I turned on the space heater when I was down here with Arya at like 1 o'clock and just didn't bother turning it off. It's actually had nice in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just flipped on the fire. So
Yeah.
We haven't turned our space heater back on yet. It's been nice for so long now.
Mhm.
usually fine. It's just a little bit humid in the basement, and that cold chill just eventually just gets in there.
Yeah.
Oh, could you hand me a beer? Or you know what? Grab me one of those. Just grab me something, please. Surprise me.
All right.
What?
So, Zechariah, that's,
Surprise
I
me with
guess,
something
I don't think there's anything else going on there, right? So,
yeah, okay.
all right. So, Sunday passes.
Ooh,
Yeah, they're cold.
Anything else we want to do on Sunday, the 30th of August?
No, it's the longest weekend ever.
Not
Should be
go to
Monday.
church.
can I requisition Abby over the weekend, or do I have to wait for a Monday?
Oh, you can wait till Monday, but it's going to be something you do and it's not a big deal.
Before we get to the work week, I'll see if I can take an hour out for dinner or something.
Okay. Trying to work off a little bit of that instability.
Illuminate.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't have a candlelit dinner if the one of the people is glowing.
I can make it candle intensity.
I am going to work on blog posts.
Oh, hey!
Yeah.
Okay, you make a blog post about dead bodies.
Dead
Yeah.
Dead bodies aren't much fun.
There's a zoo in Denver, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why? 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 You're doing what?
Are you going to open all the cages?
No,
Are you looking for the nanny?
no.
Uplifted nanny!
I mean,
Here, I brought you an orangutan!
Oh, Marco, good one.
I mean,
Wait, what?
hey, Eric,
Yes.
can I have a gorilla manticore nanny?
No. No, we're not going to do that unless you role play it.
And spend the experience.
Yeah,
Well,
that too.
how much experience would a gorilla manticore nanny be?
It depends on whether you want the child to be intact when they get home. Although I guess blessing and precondition makes it unlikely that the gorilla would actually kill her. not de-traumatizing the child is all.
I was just saying, based on the interactions that I've had with gorillas, I feel like a maternal gorilla would probably be actually a pretty good nanny if it had sufficient superpowers.
I am going to get you a nanny. You fear not.
Okay.
Maybe it will even be human shaped.
It will be human shaped.
Hold on.
I love that that's our high bar that we
None
set.
of us are actually human anymore.
I suppose.
We're all human shaped though.
Yeah, but you could also be like, I don't know, a founder or something.
What do you want in a nanny? Human shaped.
Why do you have to stipulate that? Because the last two were not.
Yeah. We had a cat and a raccoon, and they were not very good at it.
We're bad. They were probably better than
Yeah.
Benji would have been.
Won't throw
Yeah.
all the rules out for cat food. Once again, both of them failed.
All right.
8-year-olds
So-
like digging through trash.
Monday.
Are we still doing the front desk then, or is Abby doing the front desk now?
Abby's not there. Oh no, I think you said Abby was going to be there on Monday. We established that.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm
She has
remembering
been
that too.
yeah, I remember that now. So Abby is back at the front desk and will be chained to the desk for the remainder of this chronicle.
Hey.
I mean, she's okay with that.
It's better than what she's been doing.
I mean, she can go to the bathroom. She can have coffee breaks. It's okay.
She even gets lunch every once in a while.
Daily, I demand to do a lunch break.
You're right. She doesn't have hungerless. She just has sleepless.
And gasoline drinkingness.
Well, that's just a dependency.
Runs on gas.
She runs on gas. She burns the midnight oil and the oil on the other times of the day too.
Yeah.
So Tamsin, while you are finalizing your requisition paperwork, there is a knock on the door.
All right. It's not Jared.
It is Jared.
It is Jared. He knocked.
He
We can't go
did.
through the doors anymore.
Can't go through the doors
Oh,
anymore.
that's right. Oh, 1 second.
I fixed it.
Hi.
Time for 9-year-old shenanigans.
Okay. Are you cold? You need to
Okay.
wash your face. You have French supply
Promise.
mouth.
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah. That's not washing it, so
Yeah, that's not washing it.
don't wipe it your eagle on your.
Ah. Yeah. So if you're gonna,
Why did you just show?
Because she can. Hi. Sorry. Good night, kiddo. Good night.
Good night, Madeline.
That Madeline.
Books. You can read your Jurassic Park book. Okay.
You know, I'm looking forward to being able to have people over at my house again.
To clarify, it's
Be nice.
Cretaceous book, not actually
Yes.
Jurassic Park.
Because there is a Jurassic Park book.
Yeah.
called Jurassic Park.
I know. That's why I'm clarifying that 9.5-year-old off to bed with Jurassic Park the book.
Not Michael Crichton's.
No, it's a novelization based on a kid spin-off show called Camp Cretaceous, which apparently your kid has not,
Discovered.
but
Nope.
no, it involves
What is it called?
Camp Cretaceous.
Camp Cretaceous. Gotcha.
It
It's
involves
a
a
kids
group,
dinosaur camp at Jurassic World.
and it goes about as well as you would expect it would. Translation: they get stranded and there's dinosaurs that try and eat them.
Translation: raptors in the kitchen.
Yay! Wow. Okay. But enough reminiscing about wonderful movies. That movie was so good. I don't have nightmares about that anymore, but I did for a very long time. Okay.
I'm sorry.
So, he just he pokes his head in and he says, you know, I don't want to interrupt your work, but I just wanted to give you a little heads up that I have. Remember how Benji was talking about how there was Gene was maybe doing some bad stuff around here. I think I know why. After I had some conversations with some friends, colleagues outside of Denunga Gap, and they were able to give me some insight. And I think I've taken care of the problem. So if Gene comes back and does what I think he's going to do, he's going to get a nasty surprise and probably a knock on the door from some monster hunters. So just let Benji know he doesn't need to worry about that anymore.
Okay.
That looks really good on you, by the way.
Oh,
It's the news
Yeah, well.
as I'm texting under my desk to. I'm just letting him know now before I forget, because
No, fair enough.
busy Monday.
Yep, that always is. The never the shortest weeks are the longest.
All right. Well, I won't keep you anymore. So.
Yep. I'm gonna go do some stuff. Executive time and so on.
Okay.
And he vanishes. It's not clear whether or not he is in the room with you. Just thought I'd give you, but you have the
It's
detector,
clear.
so
He's
know
definitely in
that
the room with
he.
I have the detective, so I what?
You have the detector, so you are able to establish that he has not left the room yet.
Okay. Well, I mean, I will just relay what he told me in my phone and finish it with saying he's still in my office if you need to talk to him, and just go back to my work, which because relaying all that information to Benji is
Yeah.
okay. So I'm going to call Jared then.
Okay. After a few moments, it ultimately goes to voicemail because I don't think Ghost Tech can text.
he's not the ghost in his own machine.
Okay, so I say, hey Jared, it's Benji. I just want you to drop by whenever you get this, and let's just run through what you did so that I don't get any nasty surprises myself. Uh,
Okay,
Are we still working on the gun thing?
that's on the list of, yeah, there's a whole bunch of projects that you have in the works, and you'll be able to
Yeah.
do them this week. Just want to clear up a couple things. Abby comes in next and is particularly cheerful today. Like, just like, you know, it's almost like all of the, horrible hunting down innocent renegades and like forcing them to be imprisoned didn't even happen. She says, hey, good morning, Tamsin.
Hi,
Hey,
I'm excited to be back at the desk.
how goes the biz? I mean, I know big executive now, trying to get all this stuff, all the residents filled again. How's sales doing?
Jared is still in the room, right?
Jared is in the room at the moment.
Well, I mean, it's a little challenging because, as you know, right now it is a renter's market out there. And with the building determined to stay, I gesture at the
The new decor.
yes. It's challenging, but I think I might try remarketing it as sort of this fun, like retro, trendy type side.
I know that Karen had a whole bunch of like coursework that she did on marketing and stuff. I'll bet she still has some of those texts. I could probably see if they could be sent over to you. I mean, I'm happy to help.
Is it, do you feel up to it?
Yeah, I could keep that going. So not that there's a whole lot of people at the help desk at the moment, is there? I mean, like there's barely anyone in this building at all.
Yeah, no.
And you know how hard those sales deadlines can be.
Yeah, if you are up for it, I mean, I consider you an invaluable member of my team, and I think you're much more valuable here than out in the field, because
I think so too.
I'm hoping that's actually what I'm working on now, is to try and see if we can just maybe not have you be borrowed anymore, because
Yeah, that is awkward and inconvenient. My place really is here.
yeah, Steve's good for covering when you're on lunch. He is excellent, and he covers that 1 hour slot like a pro.
He's a friendly face, but he doesn't know all of the like administrative details.
Right. And when there's armed, angry people who come storming at the door, it can be.
Abigail's the one you want there when that happens.
Jesus.
Anyway, I'll let you get back to what you're doing. I don't want to interrupt you. Should I close the door?
No, you can leave it open, thanks.
Okay. And she goes back to the reception desk and continues doing her executive things. Eventually, there's like a bunch of like ebooks that drop to you that are like all sorts of like management books, business books, sales books, whole bunch of coursework.
Would it be all right if I've been around the corner listening to all this? Because I think I'm working on the gun this week, and so I think I'm like doing like installations around the building for yeah.
Okay.
Once Abby comes back to the desk, I'm gonna go into your office and now shut the door.
So, oh, hey, did you get my last text?
Yeah, I did. I I called Jared, but he doesn't seem to be around, and I wink. Well, no, I don't wink at you. I just look at you steadily.
Okay, yeah, that's weird. Usually he's much more responsive than that. So maybe he's tied up in a meeting or some other important business, but
Yeah, or he could be on a call or something. Anyway, what's going on with Abby?
I'm not 100% sure.
Because I heard that, and
I'm a little concerned too.
you know, I did think of one thing. As long as she is doing this right now, you might turn it to your advantage.
I mean, she does, depending on what she knows, but I'd love to hear your idea.
Well, if she's got the K instinct right now, you might tap her to help you with your project.
I
And I kind of gesture to all the work that's out on your desk about, like, the marketing stuff and like things like that.
yeah, she came in and volunteered some help earlier.
Yeah, I was listening. I was just outside. And like I said, I know that's weird and all, but as long as she's doing it, we do, need people. Anyway,
Yeah,
it was just a thought.
yeah, no, I'll see that is a good idea. I was still sort of just wading through some of the stuff that she gave me. So sorry if I seem a little like a
No, that's all right.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. I think I'll have her just maybe see what sort of proposal that she can hop up in her spare time.
Okay. Well, if you see Jared before I do, tell him I really need to talk to him.
Will do.
All right.
I'm sure he wouldn't keep you waiting if he knew.
I leave them.
As soon as Benji opens the door, Jared leaves. Benji, as you're walking past the front desk, Abby says, "Oh, hey, Benji. I noticed there was a light out on the 4th floor north hallway. Not one of the ones that's supposed to be out, of course, but like one of the other ones. Just when you have a moment. Not urgent.
Which lights are supposed to be out?
You know the answer. You out of character. Out of character, you know the answer to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There are some lights that are supposed to be out.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Got it. You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. It's great to be back.
We missed you.
Missed you too.
Anyway, yeah. So I then turn around, walk 3 steps, and then continue with what I was working on.
Yep. About 5 minutes later, Jared calls you. Hey, sorry, I missed your call. What you got?
Oh, yeah. Hey.
You need to unlock your iPhone first.
Thank you, Siri.
Sorry, that happens sometimes. Yeah. What can you tell me what you did so I don't stick my finger in the wrong socket or something?
Oh yeah, it shouldn't have any like adverse effects on anyone who isn't a demon. I guess these are a thing. Basically a fallen angel, which I can't believe I'm saying, but we live in a building that turns me into a ghost. So, who am I to judge what's normal and what's?
Yeah. No,
But in any
get it.
case,
I've been trying to blow the whistle about this Gene guy for a long time. I'm just
yeah,
surprised that
he's
listening to that.
I'll take your word for it. The thing is, if he's not doing anything nefarious and is not actually in the building, it's not like we're wasting company resources. chasing down someone who's irrelevant. Because I know it's more of a suspicion than proof yet. Of course, if you get proof, by all means, provide it to me. I'm happy to see what additional resources can be spared. But if he accesses the portal again, the portal room, in his office.
Yeah.
It used to be his office. And like tries to use the energy there. He'll be like lit up like a beacon, and everyone who's a demon hunter will be able to find him. At least that's what I've heard. That's my understanding of it.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Yeah. They're not gonna like come here and like wreck the place or anything, are they? If that happens?
No. It was easy. It was a do it yourself job. I didn't even bother you with it. Just go into the portal room, dump a couple drops of blood in the room, and it's all taken care of. You have nothing you need to think about.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Does it though?
Yeah. No, there's no part of this that I'm okay with. I can't say that.
Yeah. Well, in order for Cornelius to come into play on this thing, we have to make sure that the conspiracy that he's part of is involved in some way. So it seemed like a good way to do that. All right. So I'm gonna do weekday actions now. And when weekend actions, we'll address some of the stuff that you guys set up in the last weekend. Tasks.
Requisition Abby. Find
Yep.
Nanny.
Yep, that's taken care of. Nanny will be, Zechariah is going to take care of that. That'll resolve at the end of the week. More on that soon. So Sol and Benji were working on building a weapon. That has quite a ways left to go, but you had some progress on it. Creating more outlets was on the list. That's about halfway done. Jared detector is done.
The outlets thing is the one that I'm working on right now.
Okay.
Because to some extent that has a little bit more utility than just like an outlet for the gun or whatever. Like,
yeah.
So yeah.
All right. So you can do your intelligence plus occult, and if Saul is helping with that, he can either be a secondary or primary, depending on which way you want to do that. Or you can split up the task, divide and conquer, and do 2 different elements at the same time.
Oh, that actually might be a good idea.
Yeah, I can keep working on whatever I can do with the gun, I guess.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
it's more efficient if we split up.
Yeah, because you don't end up wasting successes.
Right.
All right, Sol, go ahead and give me intelligence plus science. Work on the gun.
You were letting me use my nuclear science specialty?
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Three.
3 successes. Okay. You are now more than halfway done with that project. All right, outlets project.
Okay, so a couple of things here to complicate the situation a little bit.
Mhm.
I am going to apply the distracted
Okay.
here because while this is going on, what happens is one of the two finally starts talking to me, because it's been quite a while since
Yeah.
either of them really spoke up very much.
Mhm.
And I start peppering them, whichever one starts talking to me, with questions about what what Jared is doing with Angel Jean. So like probably Lefty. I'm quizzing the demon about my conspiracy theory that that Jared is now in cahoots with the angel, and I here's all my evidence for this, and I use the fact that he's set up this demon trap, like in the building or whatever, like at his behest and everything like that. So and I'm trying to get him to react and tell me something. And this is distracting me significantly from what I'm supposed to be doing. But otherwise, I'm adding willpower.
He is totally egging you on about your conspiracy theory. He is just feeding all of your worst fears and like elaborating on them further to just make it sound so much more plausible than it did even in your head.
I got to
Yep.
bad roll on top of dice penalties.
Yeah, no, that's fair. You need 3 more to get to complete it, so probably another week of not being distracted.
Yeah.
All right. Saul, what are you up to?
In addition,
Oh, you are again. I'm sorry, Steve. Rather.
Okay.
Steve, what are you up to?
So I've got a couple things that I want to work on. The first thing, I guess, since I got the ball rolling with the blog posts, I'm going to try to make another one midweek that with a little bit more effort put into it.
Okay.
But I also want to I want to see if I can keep an eye on Abby in the evening times
Mm-hmm.
to see if she leaves the apartment.
She doesn't usually go to the apartment other than to eat. When she'll like leave to go to eat. Remember how Abby tends to work. She doesn't need sleep.
Yeah.
So, yes, she sometimes goes to the apartment or condo briefly, but like she spends 16 hours a day, possibly more, at the desk.
Yeah, I mean the building. I don't mean
yeah.
her physical apartment. I just mean.
Oh yeah. She basically stays in the building.
Okay.
Give me, however, a wits plus composure.
Because what I am looking for is if she thinks that she is actually Karen, I'm worried that she might go home one of these nights.
That could be awkward.
Yeah. Okay, 1.
There is see, it's gonna be there. You have sort of a weird experience at one point while doing the sort of wandering. Abby doesn't seem to be leaving the reception desk. He seems to be pretty content there. But there is one moment that you briefly see someone leave the building who you think you recognize as looking a lot like Karen. But when you go out to investigate further, she's gone. It's like she's just vanished.
And Abby's still at the front desk?
Abby's still at the front desk.
Wonder if we're being haunted by the ghost of Karen, who is possessing Abby.
Yeah.
2 ghosts. Huh?
Hmm. We might have another ghost problem.
All right, we need a ghost hunter.
Yeah. Okay. Is the front door already protected against like Jared's comings and goings?
Yes.
Okay. So I wonder.
I'm pretty sure it works on everything too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Benji can't go through, can't like teleport through it. Unless he like makes a human sacrifice of someone who already can do it and can use one of those kind of powers.
But I mean, like I think that like it works on everything, not just deviants, right?
You haven't established that one way or another yet.
Okay.
Your direct experience really is limited to deviants.
So the night when I see that, can I go and check Karen's house?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like go and knock on the door or anything like that, but I'm just gonna park there and see if I at any point see Karen walk up to the front door.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Well then what the fuck is she doing?
Working late, apparently.
Apparently.
All right, and then Tamsin.
Yes.
Are you going? You're going to lean on Abby to get some more help with the sales stuff?
I'm not going to lean on her specifically, but it's more of a I'm curious what will happen sort of thing. Would I get back something that seemed like it's very Karen-esque, meaning what was being done before, or do I get back something that's very like, I don't know, something that seems like it would be from Abby?
Remember that she has an ability that when she pretends to be someone, she has pieces of their memory enough to pass herself off as that person more readily.
Okay.
So just to, with that in mind, this is like all of the stuff that she's feeding you that's like just like isn't just sort of like I'm going to help brainstorm on your friend who doesn't really know much about sales is like pure Karen, like very knowledgeable, very deep, completely ruthless, but you know, full of ideas.
Okay. Then I am going to say this when I give her the stuff. Like, I could really use a hand, just getting a second set of eyes and just some new thoughts into the strategies that we could take to kind of help turn this retro decor into a plus instead of a negative. So I know that you have a lot, you were tapped in a lot to what Karen could do, but I also kind of want to see what Abby can do. So try and bring some of yourself into it too.
Oh well, that's. I mean, I'll see what I can do.
I mean, because you're a great person, Abs. So sorry, Abby. She doesn't like being called Abs. It took me a second. Tamsin would have remembered.
It's okay. I'm not.
Rachel forgot the fact.
I'm not going to break anyone over this. It's fine.
So I mean, you're a fun and creative person, Abby. I would love to see, you know, some of your personality in it. I mean, you're the best of both worlds. You have all the stuff that I mean, I guess you had to sort of have in you, but Be yourself too. Don't let
Okay.
it.
All right. So somehow during business hours, she manages to like make more cold calls. Looking for like this is like bizarre. Like it's hard to imagine. Like cold call sales suck.
Yeah.
But she manages to do more cold sales than like or cold sales calls than like 5 of herself. Like just unbelievably large number of them. While still doing her job. So I will give you a you get a +8 bonus on your roll this time.
+8 dice. I don't holy crap.
Yes.
Okay. And this was what was this roll?
It is oh gosh, why is it hard to find this? It's been a long time since we've done these.
Yeah, that's why I can't remember.
I know it's okay. I'm struggling here too. What the heck? Wow. Okay. At one point I had all of this written down. Manipulation, is it manipulation plus either manipulation or presence plus persuasion?
It's the same either way for me.
Okay. So manipulation or persuasion, manipulation plus persuasion, or presence plus persuasion.
Okay, manipulation. I'm borrowing a couple of dice. It's the first time I've actually had to roll the entire set of changeling dice that I have that I'm using.
That's a lot of dice.
I had to steal some. I guess my other dice bag is there. All right. Too bad it's just 8 and 9, 10. 1, 2. Alas, only 4.
All right. You do get 4 more residents, though.
Nice.
That's progress.
If only I could have included 7s.
Yep.
Would have been so
If
much.
only she hadn't been doing it herself.
Wait a second. So I'm. Ah. Okay, forget this. Maybe Abby should have my job.
Karen thinks, I mean, Abby thinks so too.
Wait, no, we don't need Abby. Oh man. We need to figure out how to like exorcise Karen out of Abby. But good stuff behind.
Well, if it's an actual ghost, we could do something like that. But if it's just a flaw, then
It's,
Or a
an out
star.
of control
Not
alternate
so much.
persona.
yeah.
Well then.
All right. So that's the week. And now we're on the weekend. Weekend actions. So Zechariah totally comes through for you. Find someone who seems to be completely intrigued by this challenge of a completely like cold-hearted 8-year-old with the ability to see the future and like cause fate to twist around her like a pretzel.
Is she also a gorilla?
No, but Steve, give me an intelligence plus composure.
What?
Oh no.
How am I involved?
You'll meet her eventually.
Intelligence.
Actually, Benji give me an intelligence plus composure. Was it Benji? I'm pretty sure it was Benji that
Got
we
one.
went through that day. Okay.
Oh, is she the church person?
Oh shit.
Yeah, she's the church person.
Well, I mean, it could be worse. It could have been one of your ex-wives.
That would have been worse.
Yeah.
Yes.
5.
I have
Yep.
less of a
Definitely the church person. She's the one that let Steve just walk away after she gunned down the minister with an semi-automatic weapon.
What's her name? You can make up a new one. You don't have to look it up.
Phyllis.
He could have been using a fake one.
Agnes.
Agnes Knit.
Agatha.
Okay.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
No.
Robin?
It's
Robin?
really her father in disguise, who didn't die
Her
actually.
her dead father.
Yeah,
That's
in disguise as the church lady.
or maybe he's possessed someone and it's
There
the
you go.
ghost
Maybe.
dad.
I love how
Yeah.
it's all ghosts this week.
It is.
Yeah.
The ghost of Karen, the ghost of Brandon Hicks, the ghost of Jared. Yeah.
All right.
Plot twist, Jared has been dead this whole time.
I'd be okay with that.
Well,
Well, is it creepier when it's done to you by a dead guy or a live guy? This is the question.
yeah.
So at what point do Steve and I twig to the fact, like, meet the nanny?
The first time you're introduced, you pretty much immediately recognize. Steve is just like, boy, seems familiar somehow. Probably someone at a comedy club years ago. But yeah, Benji immediately is like, holy shit, who the fuck invited this person? But in fairness, I guess that means that she's probably not going to get diverged and can probably handle an 8-year-old with superpowers.
Okay. So at some point, not in front of everyone, I discreetly tell her I know who she is. And as long as you're here to, actually help this little girl, I'm fine. It's just that we know that you and your group have had an unhealthy fixation upon this place before.
Wait, the person I was monitoring previously had an unhealthy fixation on Steve. But
You
no,
can see how I would be
I find her
confused.
intriguing. This is going to be an interesting experience for both of us, I think. I think she'll find it wholesome and uplifting. I will find it educational, informative.
Okay. I just want to make it very clear that your focus shall remain on the child and not on anything else. that's
Fear
going
not,
on
I
here.
will remain laser focused on the child.
Okay.
Is
And
it
her well-being, of course.
back?
All right. Well, hey, as long as she manages to convince me that she's not going to go traipsing around in my office and fucking around with the portal, I'm fine. But
She has no interest in God machine stuff. She's just interested in the child's psychic powers.
okay, no worries. I'm fine then. Go nuts.
Hey, Eric, I zoned out when you said what her name was. What was her
Agnes Knit.
egg?
Why not?
Okay. I
What?
have it. It fits with my T-shirt. That's all.
Okay.
It's
Can't
Discworld.
see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep, I see. It's hard. It's a little hard to see in little
Yeah.
screens, but
Yeah.
yeah.
All right,
So-
that's a little worrisome in and of itself. Does she have a second secret self I need to worry about?
Ooh. Liz?
Agnes.
Oh,
Agatha.
Agnes. No, Agnes is
Making a joke.
No, you don't have to worry about that. I'll be straight up with you. I mean, I'm a wizard, just like the person Steve used to work for.
She's very upfront about being a witch.
Yeah, I'm a witch. No reason to hide it. Well, there's reason to hide it from most people, but I'm not afraid of hiding it from you.
It's interesting.
I know about your little claustrophobia problem.
That's specific.
Yeah, that's interesting. How do you know about my little claustrophobia problem?
I have my ways.
You never take the elevator. You say it's for training, but we all know.
I take it when it's by myself. I just never take it when there's other people in there.
I mean, I'm aware of some of your basic vulnerabilities, and I'll work around them. It's all right.
Well, I mean,
There's
it's
nothing to worry about.
not hard.
Let me detail a list of your weaknesses, but don't worry.
I mean, I'm just concerned about Liz.
Yeah, so am I. I'm deeply concerned about Liz and making sure that she grows up healthy and fulfilling the destiny that she's destined to fulfill.
What destiny do you think she's destined to fulfill?
If I reveal the destiny that she's destined to fulfill, then she may not fulfill it because you might change the way that works.
Okay.
I can foresee if she's destined for the correct, destiny.
Wait,
What?
you can foresee? You have retro.
I have both.
Oh yeah, you do. But your precognition is minor compared to it's one or two, unless you boost it. Okay. Anyway,
Well,
all sorts of interesting folks you are, but you're less moldable than an 8-year-old who just lost all their family. Her siblings soon.
Foldable.
all right. Yep. I need to go call my lawyer.
That's usually a thing you want to hear during an interview, right?
This isn't during the interview.
Okay.
She didn't know until it was too late.
That's true.
Yeah.
Liz
No,
is so lucky she's already started building her cult.
yeah. I need to call our lawyer. I have concerns about his ability to select people.
Hey, fate decided that this is the right person for the job.
Whose fate?
The fate
Monkey bomb.
agents.
Fate agent.
You know, I'm not saying the cat was a better nanny, but the cat has been a better nanny.
She's gonna be fine. She'll be great.
I'll believe you when you say that like an octave lower.
She'll be great. It'll be fine.
It'll be very delicious.
All right. So, all right. So, what else is going on the weekend?
So I want to start putting together some rudimentary pieces of So I think our next big, I don't know, weekend project, whatever you want to call it. I want to deal with this whole taking down the servers thing. I'm very intrigued by the idea of wrecking the data warehouse.
I'd certainly be up for that, or trying to find out more about Cornelius's whereabouts. But it will take very little convincing to go after Francois' servers.
Yep, just something. Gotta hurt somebody.
Yep.
All right. So,
So just like, let me kind of outline the bones of the kinds of things that I'm thinking here. So what I eventually want to do, which I've kind of wanted to do with this game for a while, is do a big heist type mission, that involves us, infiltrating the whatever physical place or whatever.
Yep.
Because I came with a very specific set of skills, quote unquote, and I want to make use of them at least once in this game. So at some point along the line, I want to make use of the create a plan.
yeah, it's under building equipment, but yeah, that's how it works the same way.
Exactly. And I don't think we're quite there yet, but I want to start putting together pieces casing the place. And, we have some information that Saul got about, the satellite uplink and, so it feels like there's a bunch of, raw information of just stuff that we need in order to, before we can even really put the plan together,
Okay. Do either of you have computers?
I can have computers.
I have 1 dot.
Yeah, I also have 1 dot. So I think what it is going to involve is me moving my skill points around.
I would like to try anyway because I do that.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, yeah.
Go to your
Okay,
Google
let's do
searching.
intelligence plus computers.
Intelligence plus computers.
How do I crime into Google?
All right, I'm going to go ahead and spend that willpower.
Mhm.
Ow! Sorry.
Well,
I got a D10 to the toe.
my willpower dice rolled 3 7s for what's that worth.
Oh,
So I have no successes and a 1.
okay. Well, that's just failure, but all right. So it's this whole satellite thing is really flummoxing. I mean, how do you fight a satellite? Do you have to shoot it out of the sky? And how would you do that? Maybe there's some way of hacking it so that it crashes out of orbit. And it's just wow, that's so ridiculous. Benji, you want to give me one as well?
So this is an intelligence plus computers.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm moving a bunch of my mental dots into computers, so I have computers 5.
Is it mental dots or is it merits? I'm trying to remember what your.
So what I have to do is, I have computer aided processing data warehouse, but I can increase computer aided processing to get access to the one that lets me move mental skills, right?
Is it skills or is it merits? Let's double check that.
The data warehouse, the version that I have,
Mhm.
that's the one that moves mental merits.
Okay.
So I'm using my adaptation.
Yep, I'm aware of it.
Okay.
I'm checking to see if it's anything other than merits is the question. Is it physical merits, mental merits, fighting merits, physical dots, and mental dots. Mental attributes, not skills.
Oh, it's attributes?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I had thought it was mental skills.
Yep, I know.
Okay, so can't do it that way then. Let me think.
There are a couple things you can probably do. Is there are mental merits that allow you to basically pick up specialties, like add something to a specialty.
Yes.
So you could. It wouldn't be like getting it up to 5, but maybe adding another 2 dice. And
Sure. Oh, okay. So,
Mhm.
could I use? And this is. Can I do it in a less computer-oriented way and use larceny instead, and buy a specialty that lets me use a? There's the thing that lets you use a specialty like across all skills, basically.
yeah, the interdisciplinary. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I'm gonna just use my my regular larceny and then add the die for that to basically adding a specialty like to the specific situation or whatever. And then I'm gonna add willpower on top of it.
Okay.
And is anyone? No, Marco didn't get any successes. So
Yeah.
I got -1.
He inflicted damage. Oh,
oh, that was a very good roll.
right.
1 sec here. Six.
You realize that you've been kind of thinking about this wrong. If you think about like imagine that you have a huge amount of gold bullion. And the fact that you can move that into a truck is good and all, but you've got to think about where's that bullion going to go, because it's not going to stay on the truck. And thinking about it, a server room that is equipped to handle an artificial intelligence and the amount of processing power that that's going to require, there probably aren't a lot of places on Earth that can handle having Francois in there. So even if he goes up to satellite, if there's nowhere for him to go, then it doesn't matter if he's on the satellite. So if you can destroy the server room in such a way that it can't be easily repaired or rebuilt, where is he gonna go? He's not gonna go back to Ganungagap. I mean, at the very least, either he stays in the satellite or he finds another conspiracy to join.
Right, he's somebody else's problem.
Yep. Either way, he's out of the picture for this group.
Okay, so all I need to do is physically destroy the server room to really kind of keep Ganungagap off of him.
Correct.
It does occur to me. Oh wow, that's a terrible idea. It does occur to me that that would be very valuable, wouldn't it?
A server room that can be.
No, a super AI like that?
Yes.
What if I sold it to another conspiracy? That would sure help us get our own conspiracy off the ground, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Once he's stuck in the satellite, all I have to do is point somebody else at him, and then they can grab him and wrangle him into doing whatever they want.
Okay. That's an interesting thought.
Saul, what do you think about this idea?
it's okay. I mean, I'd prefer to like mangle them up.
Yeah, I think it would be a lot safer to do that too, but I'm not entirely sure how to do it, and I'm a little uncomfortable with the he can just go anywhere he wants, that into a place that's big enough for him.
Right. But I mean, that's a very limited amount of places. It's not like he can just upload into someone's PlayStation or whatever.
Sure.
That kind of AI is going to have massive amount of requirements. So I mean, I don't know how many places that would even be.
Would be a lot of PlayStations.
Would be a lot of PlayStations.
Is he like
Distributed
at the, I don't know,
artificial intelligence of service attack.
There is a super awesome show called Person of Interest, in
Mhm.
which there is a something that happens in the last season, where they pile together a whole bunch of different PlayStations, and house an AI in it on a subway train underground that they like keep moving so that they can't be found. And it's very funny that you guys are saying this, because I've actually seen a TV show do that.
Okay.
But
Anyway.
yeah, I mean, selling him is certainly an interesting way to kind of take care of that.
I'm just a little worried about, him coming after us if we don't stop him from doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I'd prefer to like mess him up more.
Yeah.
Well, another way of doing it that, is to, if you can set it up so that a virus is set so that it doesn't corrupt the files until after he's backed it up. So he backs it up with the virus before it actually activates. That's another way of corrupting the original program.
See, I really like that idea. It's just that we don't know anybody who would do that.
What if the upload is interrupted? Like,
Well, someone among the renegades hacked into the laptop. They must have had at least someone competent to do that.
Oh, you're right. Okay. That is a really great olive branch to that's a way into the to talking to the renegades too. Is, hey, let's go, fuck up the real bad guy. You've got some people, we've got some people, let's do this thing. I really like that idea. Does anybody have any qualms with that problem, with that particular solution?
no.
Seems less dangerous than our current nanny.
That's a long list of things that are less dangerous than your current nanny.
All right. So in that case, then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a meeting with the renegades now that Saeed is back with them, and see if they're amenable to doing that. Because I would very much like to do this heist with unreliable second group. That sounds delightfully dangerous and exactly the kind of thing we should be doing in this game.
I think they're amenable.
Because it wouldn't be a heist plan if you didn't distrust half the people
that are involved
in it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're amenable to it. So yeah. All right. So that's the weekend. And is there other things that need to be done over the weekend?
I'm curious. Are the Jared detectors that we have, are they for Jared specifically, or are they just for any anything that is ethereal in nature?
It is Jared specifically.
Jared specifically. Okay.
Yeah, his residence is pretty wonky. It isn't the same as a ghost.
Yeah.
And the weird stuff going on with Abby, Karen, whatever, isn't related.
Related to Jared.
Right. The way what's going on with Abby is happening is not the same as what's going on with Jared.
Okay. Okay. Well, we've got other things going on, but maybe if it would be possible to tweak one of these things to our detectors for if Karen were a ghost kind of detector.
Dude, I don't know anything about ghosts. I'm sorry, I can't help you there.
Okay.
I thought you know cult stuff.
What?
I know occult stuff, but I know a specific kind of occult stuff. There's nowhere that I could have learned about ghosts.
All right.
Alas.
Dang.
If only Jared was a ghost.
I mean, I could speculate, I could try, but it would take more. Like, we've got projects that I can't finish that I've been working on for months. So
Yeah, he is extremely busy. And that's even before your receptionist starts trying to assign him more tasks.
exactly.
Okay.
Like, I'm down with the figuring out what the fuck is wrong with Abby, but
not with taking on any more work.
Okay.
All right, we are at 5 minutes until 9. Do we want to do a? I don't know. We have really a lot of time for a. Probably not. I don't even know what I would do offhand.
I don't either.
Yeah, we haven't really had enough like non-us contact. With
Yeah, and
Yep.
things happen in this session, but yeah, it was a lot of discussion.
We're moving. All right, so Abby requisition is handled.
Mhm.
I need to figure out what to do with this nanny business.
All right, so.
Sarah
Oh,
could have just let me try and Manticora gorilla, but no.
I was not against that plan, just to be clear.
Okay. I know it sounds crazy, but I think that like an appropriately aware gorilla would make a great nanny.
the best hands are the awakened, clearly. They call
Eric just
themselves the
could not help
wise.
himself but bring fate mages in somehow.
What fate decided that she was the best person for this job? The fate mage? No! Cheating! Yeah, it kind of is. Oh my gosh. Didn't get his. You know what? Honestly, you guys, Saul, you did significant research on the what's it called? On Malio and Draconis. So I'm going to regard your aspiration as fulfilled.
Ooh.
You can do it again next time if you would like, but you did actually get some information, and you can reduce one of your minors.
Cool.
Because I mean, you're just at the very, very beginning of the fuse, and it wasn't like you were going to be like following his car or something. It was too early for that, but you did get a little bit of information from the USB.
We did also warn the demon about him.
It's
Like,
true, yeah. So, all right, and everyone else did theirs too. All right, so. Sort of a light session in a couple ways, but. So 3 beats apiece.
Okay. So that's 1 more experience with 1 left over.
Oh boy. I mean, we can buy some acclamation.
I should spend some experience at some point.
Oh, I guess that means you've affirmed. I'm sorry, you didn't. It doesn't heal minor, but it does affirm your wavering,
Oh,
because he was a wavering touchstone. Sorry, I forgot that was the case. But yes, you actually have a touchstone instead of being wavering. So no one switched any
What about-
touchstones.
What about with Francois?
Oh yes, that absolutely is true. Correct. I'm sorry. Yes, that one.
So
You
I
did.
affirm both of them?
Hmm?
Did I affirm both of them yet?
Yes, that would have affirmed it as well. Anytime it would have healed any of your instability, if they're wavering instead, it affirms your touchstone.
Well, even if I didn't heal that, I still only have minor.
Yeah, so you can buy up acclamation if that is your desire.
And am I remembering correctly that it was 5 experience for that?
Yes.
I am totally going to do that. Acclamation
Acclamation is nice.
seems useful.
Yeah, you have a lot of involuntaries, and sometimes they come up at bad times. And whenever you have any instability, it works against you really hard on those resistance rolls.
acclamation is also good for somebody like Steve, who has a whole bunch of things that are going to provoke clash of wills.
Yeah.
All
Yep.
those immunities.
Mhm.
I guess Marco's got immunities
He
on the
does.
butt too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
More of them than he thought he did.
yeah.
Fate-based immunities or something.
What?
I'm not convinced that Nanny isn't going to screw us over.
I mean, she almost definitely is going to, right?
I love how if the only nanny you would have been comfortable with is the gorilla nanny, like if it would have been just some random person, it would have been just like, oh, I don't know about this person. Gorilla's fine though.
Yep. Well,
It's like so taking like kid to zoo when she was like little kid in stroller was one day just so not impressed by the gorillas at all, while the rest of the adults were looking at them, and one of the gorillas like you know the thing that people do when they're trying to like get the attention of something cute that is just obviously ignoring them.
Yeah.
Like that's what the gorilla was doing. And I was like, the girl's like,
Right. Aspirations. So Benji, what's your aspiration for next session?
I want to plan a heist with the renegades.
I am made to be a cat burglar.
Har har har.
But seriously, what's your aspiration?
Oh, me.
Sure.
Try to de-Karen Abbey.
Try to what?
De-Karen Abbey.
Karen Abbey.
Delouse your receptionist.
Yes, I do realize that this is probably not an aspiration that is going to be fulfilled.
Well, you said try. You could fail and let's still try.
Yeah.
Soul.
Mess up Francois.
And Steve.
Steve is going to try to find someone who can interact with ghosts somehow. I don't know. We'll see how. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but
Yeah.
Craigslist or something.
Craigslist. Yeah, the problem with
Hey.
Craigslist is probably a little strange.
We just hired a mage.
It's true.
Ah,
It's true. We did.
just figure out how to get her on our side.
Well, just go ask her if she can help you with the ghost problem.
That's a good question.
Yeah, the funny thing about mages is Mage Site, the way it works, there's a what's it called? Peripheral Mage Site is it just detects weird supernatural stuff, just generally. So you always know when and where weird stuff is going down. You may not know why or what specifically, but just that it's going down, which is why mages are nosy as all hell, is because every time something weird happens, they know about it. And they just can't help themselves.
They want to know why.
And they want to know what it is and why.
Okay.
Doctor Who is a very mage character, the way he operates. He's always in the thick of things and always finds the weird thing and wants to know what's going on with the weird thing.
Well, maybe we'll try that next time.
But anyway, it's just a thought.
Yeah.
So, okay. I think that's all we got going on this week. Everyone good for next session 2 weeks from now?
Yeah.
Should be.
All right. Well, once again, I'm Eric Zawadzki. I'm the developer on the Deviant Renegades line. This is my regular tabletop group meeting in quarantine. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Jake playing Steve.
Noel playing Benji.
Rachel playing Tamsin.
Mark playing Solomon.
All right. Thank you so much for watching.